this recording.
All right, guys, I am Jared Martin. This is my persuasive speech for my persuasion class. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, according to the UNESCO Center for Statistics, about 754 million people, so about 10% of the world's population, are functionally illiterate. And this is a problem. But our organizations like the World Literacy Foundation, which is a nonprofit, exists to try and eradicate illiteracy worldwide and to promote literacy. All right, so personally, I love to read. I think reading has expanded my mind and broadened my horizons. And even though you guys may not read recreationally, I'm pretty sure all you guys are literate. And your literacy enables you to contribute to society and function in society, and to really just lead successful and impactful lives. But our organizations like the World Literacy Foundation, they want to ensure that the entire population of the world is afforded the same opportunities for success that our literacy provides for us. Over the next few minutes, I'll be discussing the problems that stem from illiteracy, what the WLF is doing to combat those problems, and what you guys can do to help contribute to the cause. So, illiteracy is at the root of many social and economic problems. A study done by the WLF has found that $1.19 trillion are lost every year due to illiteracy. And this mainly stems from lost jobs, unemployment around the world, from people who just can't do basic skills or don't have basic reading skills to do those jobs, and thus they can't be employed and economic growth is stunted. But besides these dollar amounts, there are very real social and health costs to illiteracy. Illiteracy begets illiteracy. For instance, a worker who is illiterate is much less likely to try and teach their children about literacy or to encourage education, because they are so focused on doing physical labor type jobs, and so just a vicious cycle of illiteracy and poverty is perpetuated. But besides that, illiteracy is correlated strongly to health issues, as the illiterate are much less likely to care about health, or not care, but to know about health, as they simply just can't read or understand basic health information. And furthermore, illiteracy leads to social ostracization and just isolation from isolation in their own communities. And this isolation prevents people from leading happy, healthy, and productive lives. But I'm sure many of you guys are thinking that this is only in the third world, in poor countries like those found in Africa. Well, that's only partially true. Illiteracy is a problem across the entire world, including in wealthy countries like the U.S. Take, for instance, an article from the New England Journal of Medicine, which describes the tale of a 64-year-old man. He comes into his doctor's office, and he's obviously he's kind of confused about his medicine. He can't quite figure out what it is, or just like when to take it, or what medicines to take. And so his doctor asks him to please read the instructions on the pill bottle of when to take the medicine, and he can't. And incidents like this are not isolated. A 2017 study from the Program for International Assessment of Adult Competency, kind of a mouthful, they found that 19% of adults function at the lowest levels of literacy. Now, so far, I'm talking about adult illiteracy and that kind of stuff, but adult illiteracy starts in childhood. And USAReads.org cites statistics that 66% of students who can't read by 4th grade, or can't read proficiently by 4th grade, end up in jail or on welfare, and 65% of students who are currently in 4th grade don't match up to the National Assessment for Educational Progress's standards for literacy. And gone unchecked, these literacy problems can ruin the potentially bright futures of America's children and put a stopper on the nation's and the world's ability to grow. But these problems at home and throughout the world are solvable, and that is where the World Literacy Foundation and organizations like it come into play. The WLF is dedicated to improving literacy rates across the world. They have many children-oriented programs in Africa, Australia, South America, the UK, and the US. Their programs such as Sunbooks or Aprende Leyendo provide educational resources to underserved communities and teachers to promote literacy in remote locations in Africa and Latin America. But there are other programs like ROOP, which is Reading Out of Poverty, and UK Reads and US Reads. They provide literacy materials and education in wealthy countries like Australia, the US, and the UK. And they have other operations besides these just humanitarian programs that promote literacy, such as fundraising campaigns, awareness initiatives, and even award programs that recognize others' achievements in literacy promotion and literacy education. But I've been telling you about all these programs and whatnot, and really they mean nothing if they don't actually give results. Luckily, they are getting results, and they are making a difference. According to their annual report, the WLF has provided 840,000 children in 54 countries with educational materials and just access to literacy programs. And 91% of these children who were reached by them have shown tested improvements in their literacy rates. And they've distributed 188,000 books to underserved communities across the world, and their promotional materials and outreach initiatives have reached over 180 million people across the globe. And even though they've had some success, their mission is far from over. Just know that 92% of each donation goes straight to their literacy programs, and you guys can really do a lot with only a relatively small amount of money. For instance, just $25 can provide a single child with a book, stationery supplies like paper and writing utensils, and some textbooks that can help their parents teach them information and literacy. And just $40 can provide a child with 3 books. And stepping up a little bit to $200 can provide training for a teacher that can reach hundreds of kids in remote communities. And so all these disadvantages that come from illiteracy are very real, and they can impact us all. But the World Literacy Foundation is hyper-focused on eradicating this illiteracy. And they've been successful so far, but they can only do so much with the little that they get. Frederick Douglass once said that once you learn to read, you will forever be free. And he was talking about slavery, but also the freedom that comes from literacy, like the freedom of knowledge, the freedom of choice, and the freedom to live a life bound only by one's own aspirations. So I urge you all guys, please to go to worldliteracyfoundation.org/donate and give a child the liberation that is literacy and the world of opportunity that comes with it. Thank you. Now, does anybody have any other questions for me?
Yeah. So what can you do besides donating to help out?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. So they've got an ambassador program at the WLF, and this ambassador program allows people like you, youth mainly, to sign up and teach using the World Literacy Foundation's materials, kind of just spread the message about what they're doing. And furthermore, if you want to go that far, you can even sign up to be a foreign ambassador and go to like different countries and different places to help promote literacy. Thank you. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm sure I'll pass.